Good morning, everybody. Welcome back again to our Shamanic Journey, session number 26. So very interesting for me to discuss specific topics and actually come up with topics that are relevant for our lives. And it's interesting because when you go over a specific type of theme, there are always little subcategories that fit underneath those specific types of themes that we discuss. So in terms of fear of failure, there are different components categories that will be under those specific heading, right? That we work in those energies. Today, what I wanted to work on was the subject of duality, non-duality, our connection. Are we just on the earth? Are we connected to the universe? Are we connected to all the people around us? In terms of our views on life, could be dual or non-dual, right? We could be in the middle, we could be on one side of an equation. The important thing for us to keep in mind, I think, is to remember that we're individuals and we have an individuality. A lot of our individuality is taken away when we were younger, right? When we were under the guidance of our parents or our guardians, and those specific people created a sense of duality for us, which side we should take, what we should believe in, whether your religious roots kept you grounded or not. All depended upon the background and where we came from, right? Whoops. But as we travel on our path, we have the freedom to break the chains of duality and find perhaps a middle ground. That doesn't mean escaping what you believe in, and it doesn't mean believing in something you don't believe in. But what it means is giving yourself the opportunity to at least let go of a handrail and find the middle ground. Just as like when you're balanced, you're in the middle. You're not on one side or the other. Many times we're not forced, that's the wrong word. We're programmed to pick one specific side and not see the details of the middle ground that perhaps resonate with us and actually give us a better insight into a person, a concept, an idea. So the subject of duality is something that we're compounded with as a human on this earth. But we have the opportunity to go out of ourselves, right? To connect to the earth and become one with nature. When we're doing the shamanic journey, right? We're sitting in one specific spot. You're sitting in a place, but your consciousness has the capacity to remove itself from the area you're in now and then travel to a different place through imagery and through your consciousness itself, right? Many people believe consciousness continues once a person dies. It's proven in terms of, not proven, but there's so many people who've had near-death experiences who speak about their consciousness leaving, going to a different place, seeing people that they've never seen before, and then being confirmed by people when they return, whether in the coma or whether in a near-death experience where they leave their body. So the duality mindset would say that we are expansive, that we can go beyond our body, and that we can go beyond our thoughts, and we can go beyond our consciousness and our reality in order to receive information, to connect. When I'm doing Akashic Record readings, I'm connecting to the fifth dimension, the area where our thoughts, right, our speech, and our actions are all stored as an energetic vibration. And while I and others who read the Akashic Records, the information is transferred in a different way to each person. For me, I'm reading a byproduct of a person's actions, right? That comes in the form of imagery or sounds. And so in that aspect, I've gained a greater insight to understand that we are more than our body, that we're not just left and right, that we're not just black and white, and that we're not just day and night, right? There are fragments of middle grounds to things. And it's important for us not to be pushed to one specific side unless we want to, right? A lot of the stuff, as I said before, is programming. We're programmed to be geared in a specific direction. And sometimes we have very little choice, although we do have choice, to change the things that go on. And so what I'd like us to do today is to drum to what duality or non-duality means to you in terms of which concept that you resonate more with, whether you believe in specific sides to things, or you believe in a middle ground of balance, and how duality has either served you or not served you, or how non-duality has either served you or not served you. And so let's go into a specific journey on that. We will let's see what information you get and which spirit animal pops up and what information it passes on to you. Okay? All right, so take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's go on our journey. We're walking in a beautiful forest. Every Wednesday that we walk is beautiful. And as we walk on this path, we think about the choices and the decisions we've made, and how we've been sometimes pushed in a specific direction to think a certain way. To then make choices based upon not only the pressure, but the influence that we've had. And this can be through childhood, relationships, employment, or even an inner conflict within ourselves. But as we walk now, we seek to better understand this concept as it applies to ourselves. And as we walk straight ahead, the terrain becomes hilly. But as we walk on this path, we leave the area where there are trees and just grass growing to the left and right of us. And you continue straight on this path. Continue walking straight ahead. The path becomes steeper and more challenging. And you continue walking as you make it to the top of the ridge. At this point, it straightens out a bit. The sun is shining brightly on your face, and it warms you. you breathe deeply into your lungs. And you smell the fresh air. As you continue on the path, ahead is a large boulder. And the opening to this boulder is directly aligned with the path you're walking on. And you continue straight into the boulder, the opening. And as you walk in, you notice that it turns to the right. And then to the left. And takes you out to a different environment. Where does it take you? As you scan the horizon on this new environment, there's one thing that is in common for everyone. There's a large rock to the left. And you sit on that rock. As you sit on the rock, an animal is behind you. You turn around and look and see what animal it is. You have this personal dialogue about the subject of duality. Our separation, our choices, those that have influenced your mind to make these choices. Or the power you hold within yourself to make these choices as well. And you sit with the spirit animal for an authentic conversation. And listen for the information that the animal passes on. receive this information, and you thank the spirit animal for showing up, and you honor it, the animal disappears. You take a deep breath in and stand up from the rock and continue on the path back. You enter the opening into the boulder, and it turns right and then turns back left. You're back on the straight path that you originally took. As you continue walking, the sun is behind you. You take deep breaths. Fill your lungs with fresh oxygen. And the path goes downward. The grass is left and right of you. The wind picks up a bit. It awakens you. As you continue on this path, in front of you is the entrance back into the forest. And you walk in. Up ahead on the left is a large granite rock. And you put your hands on this granite rock. Almost the size of a little boulder. And you exchange the energies with the rock. You notice the connection that you have. You take your hands off the rock and continue on your path out of the forest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Move your hands, move your feet, move your body around a bit. And when you're ready, come back into the room. Okay. Today we journeyed to non-duality, not getting caught up in picking a specific side. And one thing I wanted to point out is that so many of the things and the choices that we make are actually from one specific place coming down, right? Choices we make with foods we buy, the things we watch are all influenced, and influenced mostly by the same people creating a duality for us to pick a side, right? So the important thing for us to do is to maintain equilibrium, to remain balanced, And a little bit, when the higher we go from a situation, rather than stay grounded in the situation between two forces, when we go higher, we're able to have a better perspective to see above what's really happening. And that doesn't mean we're floating. It means that we're using our higher self to gain access to information that we want to learn about or have clarity about. It's important for us not to stay in between in a lower vibration. But when we raise our vibration higher by breathing, by exercise, by grounding ourselves and having a connection to the universe and understanding the concept of non-duality as it applies to the subjects I'm speaking about, then we can see things from a greater perspective, right? If you look at an eagle, it flies up higher so that it can see with its perfect, sharp vision. And the higher it gets, the more the perspective of everything changes. When we fly in an airplane and we're low, we see only the ground level. But when we get up higher, we get to see the shape almost of the contour of the earth. And so it's important for us to not get caught up in between the crossfire of duality, but to really go inward and to gain a clearer connection to our higher self, which will then pass information to us to help us in those moments. And I hope you received information from your spirit animal. And if you have an opportunity, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Tomorrow I'm interviewing Dr. Eben Alexander, who had a near-death experience that you might have heard about. When I post it, you get an opportunity to watch it. And if you're interested in anything about the Akashic Records, about finding information about your past lives, about your present situation, whether it relates to finances, relationships, personal conflict, and also future possibilities, you can always go to my website and check it out, AdamGellUniversalHealing.com. All right, hope all of you have a great day, and I want to thank you for joining.